A son of immigrants. He out of Texas, but his people come from Igbo land. He had his mother and his father, and they taught him well. But he was a prodigal son, he gave his people hell. He from the neighborhood, not the Rowers, a neighborhood. But I promise you won't find Mr. Riders in this neighborhood. Heavily influenced by his environment. Train up a child so it's worthwhile at your retirement. Hold up, that's free game. Script not lit, man. That prophet got living water, watch it drip, man. That Judas saw living water and he sipped, man. Got drunk and did gymnastics, made a flip, man. Judah. He know we from the tribe of Judah. He said he from the tribe of Judah. He know we from the tribe of Judah. He said he from the tribe of. Fresh out of prison, young Judah been through a lot. If you ask me, say he Christian, but really homie did not care nothing about the word, man. He was thinking birds, man. Bird box, if you get knocked, you ain't seen nothing. That was church, man. What the law, young homie was ducking laws. I bet the most high laughing y'all, cause our freedom be in the law. But the father was working though. Young Judah was searching, yo. He's in the oven, not ready, but it's early though. Ain't even in the Bible yet. He's reading Christian books. Got him thinking about Revelation and how the world will look. Or how the cold temple. That's what our life is like, but understand it's a higher who likes the pilot like free game. Judah. He know we from the tribe of Judah. He said he from the tribe of Judah. He know we from the tribe of Judah. He said he from the tribe. One day he got the message that people pouring in hell, but they said if you believed in Jesus, then everything would be well. See, contradictions and side effects of religion. Don't be robbed of your glory by following traditions. Who can make straight? The Most High make crooked, only He can. But instead of searching His way, we go the way that He stands. That's the state that we in, not knowing which way to repent and make children rain up your child. You see his mother and his father, they was there and united. See, Satan won a few rounds, but the family, they kept on fighting. The father put him in the oven and molded him how he wanted. The fire is life we've been through. He gives you what you get from it.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for today. I am Kayel. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. All praise unto the Most High. In the building, I got my rib, my butter pecan, my Esther, my Miss Artist 28, by Sharonda, and I see my brother Yawan is already in the building, and we got somebody in on YouTube already. All praises. And hit that chat up so I can see them. Shalom. Give them a little Shabbat. Shalom. Yeah. So today, man, it's an important lesson. On this Sabbath, we don't have our youngin'. He's with his pops this weekend. You know, Bellason, my young Hebrew. But you know, this week has been a week of family for me. We know that Thursday was the holiday that they call Thanksgiving. That is from a tragedy that they have turned into their celebration. the tragedy of stealing and taking all that the Aboriginal, the native, the indigenous had here in this land. And then they called it a Thanksgiving. The actual story is that they were invited to this meal. The harvest meal is something that the Aboriginal, the indigenous, does every year. It's a practice that they had done. And they invited these so-called pilgrims, these English, these Europeans over. And after eating with them, they actually killed those people and set their village on fire and stole their reserves. It was all because they did not know how to plant and they had no reserves stored up. So they instead, with no money, nothing that the indigenous had felt was of value, so they decided to steal it, burn down their villages. So this is the celebration that this North American continent that has become the United States celebrates. So many of us, because we've been indoctrinated into the United States, we believe that this is a great holiday of the two nations coming together, which is very much a lie, which is much of our society is a lie unto us. That is why the Most High asks us to be set apart, because it is wrapped in lies and wrapped in the celebration of death, the killing of, and their Christmas is the killing of someone. They say it's the birth that they're celebrating, but it's not. It's Nimrod's birthday, who actually took us into captivity originally. So understand that these holidays are not something that us as followers of the Most High partake in, but our families does. Most of our family are asleep. We are a remnant amongst all of our families and our clans, and so therefore they do not come to our feast days, and they still invite us to their holidays. So at times we interact with our family on these holidays, unfortunately. Not as a celebration, even though we try to be an example of the opposite in the midst of that. This particular Thursday, or this particular celebration that they had this year, was the first time my family had come together since my grandmother had passed. So I felt imperative and I felt the spirit moving me to be there. We must understand that there is a changing in our families. Old guard, from the young to the old, becoming the old, and then the young becoming the new. We must understand that if we don't understand family and understand the hierarchy of family and why we're supposed to respect our elders, and the fact that you're going to become an elder one day, the reason why we should understand who has the power in the family and are they leading the family in a righteous manner. We as Hebrews that have an ear to hear and an eye to see of the Most High, we must be those examples, because regardless of what present day may say, as these prophecies come, we will be the only guiding light for our families, whether they see you as a guiding light now, whether they see you as the foundation of the family, whether they see you as an elder, whether they see you as someone that they want to get advice from, whether or not, that does not matter, because the Most High prophecies and his laws and statutes and commandments are happening, are coming to fruition. And in those, he says his children that keeps his law will be the ones that everyone will seek, because his order is the only thing that they will get reprieve. That's the only way they're going to get salvation. Not just salvation, but a reprieve or a stopping of the onslaught of pain, the onslaught of oppression, the onslaught of disease, famine. They will come to us because we will be healthy. They will come to us because we will prosper. They will come to us because we will not be scared. They will come to us because we have a plan. It is the Most High. And not in the sense of a New Testament where you're believing in something that you can't touch. No, the Most High has given us a law to live by. He has given nature a law to live by. Man has a law to live by. And in that you get grace, mercy, and covering. So we're going to get into our scripture because family is how the Most High barakas you. Many trying to find how the Most High is going to lift them up, how he's going to level them up, how he's going to raise them up. Many are asking and praying unto the Most High about this, and yet they have a stone in their heart about their family. Yet they don't know how to harness the talent within their family. I want you guys to truly understand, if you don't know anything about how nations are developed, understand that they started with families that came together and created a business. That business created a commerce and an economy. And then that created a city. Then from that city, they created a state. And from that, they go into a nation. It all starts with the family. Every one of these nations of this world, you can go back to a family that started the settlement. The Most High is going to lift you and raise you if you can harness your family, if you can harness the talents in your family, if you can be a leader, a statue, something that stands, a watchman for your family. He will lift you. He will bless you, baraka you. And that's what this is about today. So let's blow our shofar so that we can start the scriptures as customary on Shabbat. On the Sabbath, we try to follow the practices of the temple as much as we can, even though we don't have a temple, right? But we understand the burning of the frankincense and myrrh, which I just did, and blowing the shofar. So as we blow the shofar and get ready for today's lesson, we're going to stand to the east. And as we stand to the east, we all pray together. And that prayer is that the word that we have come up together by our family and what the Most High has given me to speak about today is an answer to the questions that you have in your life. Not necessarily the words that we have gotten, not necessarily what the Most High is going to have me say today, but it's the answer to the questions that you've had that has nothing to do with this topic. We pray that the Most High has brought you here so that you can receive those answers. And when you do, we pray that you, when the words of the Most High resonate with you, we pray that he elevates you. He levels you up right there in that moment, in that second, whether it be next year, right now, next week. All praises to the Most High. So we stand to the east and pray that prayer. All praise. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. All praises. Yes, yes. So let's get into our lesson. So we're going to start out with scripture. Today I want to give thanks to my wife for customizing my water, my copper vessel. What that was just now, but my copper vessel. So anyway, we're going to go to Psalms 127. Thank you, sweetie. So we're going to Psalms 127. We're going to verse 3. And it says, "In vain do you rise early and stay up late. You who toil for bread you eat. He provides as much for his loved ones while they sleep. So we're talking about these blessings and why we should follow the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, why we are going to still be prosperous when others are going through things as his prophecies are coming to fruition. Here he says that you can tell, you can run around, you can work all you want. You can think that the only way you can make it is the way that you got to work. But the Most High says for his children, for his family, for his family. I remember the theme today is family. For his family, he provides as much as those that work 80 hours, 120 hours a week. He provides for his family in their sleep. I really want you guys to understand why it's so important to follow the Most High. Why is it so important to put the laws of the Most High of Exodus 19 on your neck, on your yoke, and fashion yourself behind him? Because everyone can run around doing all they want to do. If the Most High has it for you, if you're following him, he's going to lay it out there for you. It may take some patience, but you're supposed to trust in the Most High, right? It's not supposed to be a microwave scenario with the Most High. He's putting it together for you. First, he's got to get you ready for the position that you're going in. He says, you who toil for the bread you eat, he provides as much for his loved ones while they sleep. Sons are the provision. Sons are the provision of the Most High, the fruit of the womb, his reward. So your children are supposed to be your reward, as we are supposed to be the reward to Most High, to Shaddai. This is a clear system, a law, an order that is put in place. So with the title of the lesson being the importance of family, it's the importance of life. It's the why to the is the answer to the why. Because the Most High says that if you are investing in your family, if you understand that your children are your fruit, so while you think that you're giving up time working by being with your children, no, they are the fruit of your work, of your hand, the talent that you teach them, the fact that you teach them to follow the Most High and the law. They're going to love you. They're going to honor you as their elder, because that's how the system works if you instill it in your children. Now, if your children are running you, and you're asking your children for permission, you're not instilling this order into your children, then you're not investing into your children. If you're just your children's best friend, if you're your children's go-to bank, if you're just your children's person to have a roof over their head, then you're missing the whole point of investing in your children, and that being the fruit of your labor. We're all going to get old. If you think the world is cold when you're young, you cannot imagine how cold it is when there's truly no friends still alive to come to your aid, and you have to rely on the youth that you did not invest in, that you didn't instill the understanding of having reverence for your elders. The world will change. Citizens, governments will change. Their laws will change, predicated on pop culture many times. The Most High law is something that is constant. It helps you build through no matter what ruling class, what tax scenario is in place, what police force is now enforcing. Let's go to Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22, verse 6. It says, train a lad in the way he ought to go. He will not swerve from it even in old age. So if you don't instill in your child that they're supposed to respect elders, that they're supposed to know how to hold their tongue, if they can't see you holding your tongue, they can't see you respecting elders, how do you expect them to do it even when you tell them? That's why the Most High, it all goes back to you being an example. That's why it always goes back to you understanding his law and his word, so you don't be of error on things that you think is not even being of error, but it is. What you teach your child, you will get in your old age. If you taught your child the laws of the Most High, then your child will care for you in the older age. You may have been able to create a working relationship with your child during that time, that maybe you guys been able to store up enough goods that in your old age, you're fully taken care of, and you can just watch how your children grow. But if you haven't put it in them, if you haven't invested in family, if you don't understand the importance of family, if you don't understand the Most High barakas and blesses you through your family, it says, verse 7, the rich rule the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. He who sows injustice shall reap misfortune. His rod of wrath shall fail. If you're doing it for ill, it shall fail. You must teach your children your intentions matter. You must teach your family that our intentions matter. Because if not, no matter how much strength we amass, it will fail. The family won't come together. It won't go through generational. You may just be able to live your life, but it won't pass to the next generation. But do you care? If you don't care about the next generation of your family, then you're truly not invested in your family, and it's truly all about you. And it says, the borrower is a slave to the lender. Teaching your children the economics of the Most High. No, this isn't calculus. This isn't accounting 101. This isn't bookkeeping. This is clarity. If you don't owe, you're not a slave. If you owe, you're a slave. We don't get that lesson here because our nation is built on debt. They want you to be in debt. They make debt a thing of normality. The family and understanding the laws of the Most High and how he wants us to live strengthens the family, allows the Most High to give blessings. Baraka. Let's go to Exodus 20. Verse 12. And it says, Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. The ear that hears, the eyes that see, the Most High made them both. Do not love sleep, lest you be impoverished. Keep your eyes open, and you will have plenty of food. Now, that's a direct contradiction, right? That's different, right? The Most High said, if you are doing, as he said in 127, that in your sleep I will prosper you for the ones that run back and forth. This is trying to give you an understanding that you can't sleep, that you got to work, because the Most High told that to Adam and Eve when they decided to eat the apple. He said, now you're going to have to toil the soil in order for you to get your fruit. So we understand that though this is a contradiction, it's not a contradiction if you understand and read. If you understand the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, then you understand how this fits clearly together. If you are investing in the family and not forsaking the family for work, but you still have to work, it's a balance. It's an understanding. Let's go to the next one, 13, right? And it says, do not sleep, lest be impoverished. Oh, let's go to 10. False weights and false measures, both are an abomination to the Most High. A child, verse 11, a child may be dissembling in his behavior, even though his actions blameless and proper. The ear that hears, the eyes that see, the Most High made them both. So what are we going from 11 to 12? I see Scott is in the building, Shabbat Shalom. when it says a child may be dissembling, right? So let's look up dissembling. Let's get the definition. Means conceal one's true motives, feelings, or belief. So it's saying that a child may be concealing his motives or feelings or beliefs in his behavior, even though his actions are blameless and proper. Let's ponder on that for a second, right? So it's saying that even if a child isn't, I see a coatee is in the building, all praises. So it's saying that even though a child may not be telling you everything that you want to hear so that you feel comfortable about what you are instilling in your child, it doesn't mean that that child isn't proper in his behavior. We got one of them here. Boy, don't talk a whole lot, but just keeps on excelling. And you ask him questions and he's just like, yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And you're worried because they're still exposed to the stuff. But like it says, a child may be dissembling, but his behavior, even though his actions are blameless and proper. And the ear that hears and the eyes that sees, the Most High made them both. Do not love sleep, lest you be impoverished. Keep your eyes open and you will have plenty of food. So even though it's saying stay awake, it is not saying work to death. It's saying keep your eyes open and the Most High will provide. Let's go to Psalms 127. Psalms 127, verse 10. I'm sorry, Psalms 27, not 127. My bad. Psalms 27. Verse 10. And it reads, though my father and mother abandon me, the Most High will take me in. So as we're talking about the investment in family, we must understand that we've been told as one of our commandments to honor thy mother and thy father. Now, in today's New Testament world, it has been changed to obey instead of honor. Honor and obey is two majorly different words. They have two totally different meanings. Honor them means to respect them and to revere them as your parent. But you must seek your own wisdom. That is what it is. That's being an adult. That is following the word for thyself. Here in verse 10, it says, though my father and mother abandon me, the Most High will take me in. If you are following his law, statutes, and commandments and your parents are not, then they're abandoning you or not understanding you or feeling some type of way because you don't want to celebrate Christmas. That is on them. Okay, that is their feelings. If they choose to abandon you, trust me, I've seen it more times than I can tell you that is a short-lived scenario. That in time, those parents turn and understand the children and why. Because the Most High then starts to show it to them. See, you don't have to convert anyone. You just have to stand on the Most High. The Most High will water your conversation and your stance with your family. And believe it or not, you are investing in your family when you do. Because year after year, the family wants to know why you're not participating. The first year, they may not care. The second year, they may say you crazy. The third year, they really want to know, wow, you're really serious about this. Why? That's the Most High that's put that in their heart to have understanding. That is for you, if you've been studying to show that self-approval and loving him and not just doing it for lip service, not just to be a rebel in the family, not just to say that I'm doing something different. Then you got answers for your family. Now you're investing the word of the Most High into your family. The Most High waters that. You get barakas and blessings for that. And it says, let's go to 11. Show me your way, O Most High, and lead me on a level path because of my watchful foes. We are never to be confused that this world does not appreciate you standing on law. The world does not appreciate you being a person of the Most High, but the Most High said he is not of this world. So you must understand that it's par for the course. The Catholic churches tell you that the devil going to attack you when you follow the Most High. That's what it is. It's the devil attacking you. No, it's not the devil attacking you. It's the world attacking you because the world is of evil and you are doing the opposite of the world. So therefore, there's going to be friction. I see News Facts is in the building. News Facts and comments. It is not that the devil is attacking you because you are now following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. It is the world. It is the thought process of the world. It is the feelings of the world. It is the fact that you are making the world feel some type of way. What is that some type of way? You're making them feel like they're not as perfect as they thought they were. With their perfect makeup, with their perfect perfume, their perfect car, their perfect kin dog. You can't tell them that they're not living a righteous life. It does not matter that their husband made the investments is in the prison system. It doesn't matter that you're investing in foods that are killing our community. It doesn't matter that you're investing in behaviors of entertainment that is destroying our moral fiber. No, that doesn't matter. As long as we have the riches of this world, then we are okay. And that is not what we say. The Most High says the riches of this world does not bring value to your soul, or to your spirit, or to him when it is your judgment day. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 16. Our parents believe that because that's what they went through. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 16. Honor your father and mother as the Most High, your Creator, has commanded you, that you may long endure and that you may fare well. And in the land the Most High, your Creator, is assigning to you. Again, that's honor, not obey. And this is when they are going into Canaan. This is present-day Palestine. The Most High is telling them, as you are going into this land that I'm giving you guys, because you have been walking 40 years in the wilderness. I've killed the elders that did not want to follow my law. You know the law. Your parents have been instilling it in you. So when you go into this new land, follow what your mother, honor their words that they have been doing up until this point. And it says, verse 17, you shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. And we do all of this. Our society is built off of those five. Our entire society is built off of murder. We celebrate murder. What was Thanksgiving? A celebration of murder. What is your Easter? A celebration of somebody you say you killed. Murder. Halloween, death. It says you shall not murder, but yet that is all that we do. We have guns here. We promote it. We have Grand Theft Auto. We have so many instances where we make murder just a part of our society. You shall not commit adultery. We got songs about Mrs. Jones. We got songs. We got movies. We got suspense, all about the other woman, all about having another man. Parents tell their children, if the man ain't acting right, go get you another man. That woman ain't acting right, go get you another woman. If that woman ain't acting right, get a divorce. If that man ain't acting right, get a divorce. Nobody's saying go to the Most High. Nobody's saying instill the scripture into them. They just tell you go and fly off and do something else, commit another sin. That's supposed to make it right. Adultery is all through our communities, right? You shall not steal. They stole this land that we are on. This is stolen land. You should not bear false witness against your neighbor. We are the most gossiping nation in the world. There is TikTok, Facebook, everything to give you an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. What do you think a false witness is? Your opinion on something that is not true. It's a lie. Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Juneteenth, thank you, News, Facts, Sis, thank you, Tomorrow. All our holidays is wrapped around death. You are going to be attacked by this world because you don't want to celebrate what they celebrate. You're not being attacked by the devil because you're choosing the Most High. No. Let's go to Genesis 1, verse 28. Investing in your family, giving your family this law, this understanding, it's only going to prosper you mentally, physically, and spiritually. And the Most High is going to do the rest when it comes to the monetary, if you got the patience. Verse 28, Genesis chapter 1. The Most High Baraka them, and the Most High said to them, be fertile and increase, fill the earth and master it. The rule of the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, and all the living things that creepy on earth. So this is what we was supposed to be. This is what was told to Adam and Eve. That go forth, be fertile, create families. Create families. And have increase, fill the earth and master it. Fill the earth and master it. And then it says, and rule the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, and all the living things that creep on the earth. Most High says, verse 29, Shaddai said, see, I give you every seed-bearing plant that is upon all the earth, and every tree that has seed-bearing fruit, they shall be yours for food, and to all the animals of the land, to all the birds of the sky, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is breath of life. I give all the green plants for food, and it is so. The Most High saw all that he had made and found it very good, and there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. That's right, Shabbat, the Sabbath. We are supposed to have dominion. We are supposed to invest in our family. We are supposed to stand and be a watchman. Yes, we're going to be an enemy unto the world, and an enemy, and we are an enemy unto it. It is an enemy to us, and we are an enemy to it. Don't expect your riches to come from the world. Don't expect your pat on the back and old boys to come from the world. Can you handle that? Can you accept that your life is going peaceful and that is the pat on the back of the Most High? Because when it's turmoil, you praying, you dropping on your knees, right? So when things are going peaceful and things are good, the bills are meeting however they meet, but they're meeting. Is that not him saying you are doing well, my child? Or is it that you want to be Michael Jordan and you want to be Michael Jackson or Prince, or you want to be great artist Da Vinci, or you? My sister, Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of a man. Thank you for that, Sirach, Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Genesis 18. Why are we so much in Genesis? Because the world is corrupt. We need to go back to the beginning to understand how the Most High Barak is the family. This is who we are. I don't care what you are called today, African American. I don't care what you're called, Christian, Baptist, Islamic. This is where we started, all of us. And until we get some of this boo-boo off our brain and understand this is where the Most High had us, and this is how we can still win. Like this still applies. Yeah. Still applies. We go into chapter 18, verse 19. It says, since Abraham is to become a great and populous nation, populous, not prosperity, but many peoples, and all the nations of the earth, even the ones outside of Abraham, are to bless themselves by him. For I have singled him out, that he may instruct his children. Again, the Most High continues to double down on family. You may only hear, do nations got to be blessed, blah, 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 but you didn't hear what Abraham had to do? Because see, if Abraham did not invest the Most High into his children, then we would not be people that the Most High would revere. The Most High only reveres the ones that follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. He revered Abraham because Abraham did so. But if Abraham didn't do the work of putting it into his family, you got James chapter 3, verse 2. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. So what's that saying? If you have the discipline, if you can discipline your tongue, you can discipline thy body. This, our emotions and our tongue seems to be connected most of the time. So as we are saying here with Abraham, understand that his tongue had to do the work of investing the law of the Most High into his children, so that we would be the nation, so that this book would still be able to be true thousands of years later. Again, chapter 18 of Genesis, we're going to go all the way, starting at 18, all the way through to 20. It says, since Abraham is to become a great populous nation, and all the nations of the earth are to bless themselves by him, for I have singled him out, that he may instruct his children and his posterity, the generations after, to keep the way of the Most High by doing what is just and right. So all Abraham had to do was to give the law unto his children and be just and right. Not work not work yourself to a bone, not create corporations, not create cities, but to be just and right, in order that the Most High may bring about for Abraham what he promised him. So if Abraham didn't do the work of instilling this into his children, then the promise was null and void to the Most High. So if you guys, as descendants of Abraham, whatever what you claim you want to be, Islam, you want to claim Christian, you want to claim, if you are not doing this, because this came before there was Christianity, this came before there was Judaism, this came before there was Islam, right? All this is before that. Remember, Abraham was in the midst of the Chaldeans, which was Nebuchadnezzar, which was the devil nation. They believed in all these multiple gods, right? Abraham broke away to follow just the Most High. And he wanted the Most High wanted Abraham to teach that to his children, to not be like the rest of the people that's following man gods, deities, half men, half gods. So the Most High is telling Abraham, I'm removing you, and I'm going to have everybody blessed through you, because you're going to teach your children to follow only me and my law, and not the multiple gods in their system. Come on now. He says, by way of that, when those nations of Sodom and Gomorrah, those nations, when they start to see that I'm going to start destroying them, but yet you are living peacefully over there, they're going to ask some questions. They're going to need some knowledge and information. And if your children hold true then my promise holds true to you. And if us as the descendants hold true, the posterity, we will be the posterity of Abraham. If we are the posterity that's going back to his law, then we get the blessings. Then the promise that's given to Abraham comes true for us. Let's go to Proverbs 12. Proverbs 12. Gotta invest in that family, though. You think the Most High is gonna baraka you and you ain't giving your children the truth? Well, no. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4. A capable wife is a crown for her husband. So we was already a king, right? We ain't got our crown until we got a wife that what? What kind of wife does it have to be? A capable wife is a crown for a husband, but an incompetent one is like a rock in his bones. The purpose of the righteous the purpose of the righteous are justice. The schemes of the wicked are deceit. How is the Most High putting a wife that's capable and an incapable wife in the same breath as the purpose of the righteous are justice and the schemes of the wicked is deceit? Why is that packaged together? Because it's one and the same. If your wife is not following and trusting in the Most High, then following you, and it should be in that manner, trusting in the Most High, then following you, that she trusted in the Most High before she chose you, right, to be her head. And if she's capable of bringing those prayers, keeping you solid, keeping you focused, then she's a crown for you. You can't be stopped. You are a king amongst all. You have your own kingdom. But if she's not, she's the rock of your bones. That is the wickedness. And she's a wicked woman. Our family unit isn't just about the head. The queen has to be just as lockstep with the husband, the head, in order for the children to get it. Because you think as Abraham is sitting there telling the children to follow the Most High, if his wife is up there saying, no, you're going to follow these other gods, what you think the children are going to do? Who spends the most time with the child before they're 9 years old? The mother. It says here to raise a child, to rear a child up as his youngin', and he's not going to change. But if mama is going against daddy and she's hating daddy and she's telling the child something else, then when daddy comes in to put the discipline in, everybody's confused why the boy don't want to listen, why the girl won't listen. Then mama doubles down on the man and says, you ain't getting nothing right. See, you can't even get our children right. No, you've been putting seeds in my child not to follow me. My child been watching you not follow me. My child sees that my daddy calling on the Most High, but you not. That's why support from the rib is key to a man's success. Absolutely. Because the Most High blesses the unit. And there can't be no wickedness in the unit. The unit got to be lock, stock, in justice and righteousness. We got to be lock, stock in this. Because that's when the Most High allows you to put a wife away. Or for a wife to put a husband away. If you are not righteous and following and being in lockstep with the Most High gives you all the rights to put them aside, to give them a decree of divorce. Not because you see something better, not because you see something finer, not because you think another woman is more capable. No, that ain't it. No. You chose this one and she's capable. That's your lot, partner. You better work on it. You better invest in it. This is what the Most High, the unit, the system that he's put in place. This is the system that he's put in place for us to prosper. But we've been told to be playboys. We've been told that you're an independent woman. You know, INDE. Yeah, it's a fire song, right? Got you destroying the whole family, right? Yeah, let's everybody go, you know what? Everybody, let's go outside and hop in the pool that's full of gasoline and start a fire. Let's see what happens. No. So with your children, see, you got the baby that's 2, 3 years old in the back seat, and mama busting, playing INDEP in there, talking about how much she hate the dude and get on the phone with her girlfriend and don't think that the 4-year-old, the 5-year-old understand nothing. You don't think that energy hit that child at all, right? That child don't feel none of that, right? That's just like the Jewish people in their Talmud that said you can rape a child under the age of 3 or 4 because they won't have any memory. Yeah, it's in the Talmud. You got sickness where people think that at a certain age, children aren't learning. Their brains are sponges as soon as they pop out, partner. First thing they smell, first thing they see, their brains is working already. They're learning. What you say around your children matters. Men and women. Dude, you can't be in the car, talk about I need a bad B with the child in the car and saying your mama, you better go home and say, my baby, you my bad B. You better let that child make that connection that you think your wife or your spouse is the baddest thing, just like they singing about on the songs. You better say, boy, I got mine right here. I got my bad girl right here, son. Because if you don't make that connection and he comes home and see y'all just arguing all the time, you think your children ain't learning? You think they ain't processing? He told Abraham, in order for you to get the blessings, your children got to know good and evil. They got to know justice and righteousness for this blessing to happen. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Deuteronomy chapter 6, we're going to verse 6 and 7. And it says, take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on your doorpost of your house and on your gates. Talking about the law, the 10 Commandments. You impress upon your children, you recite it to them, you put it on the doorpost, you have it in the house posted. What are you teaching our children if we are not teaching them this? What have you taught your children? How to throw a football, how to add and subtract, how to put makeup on, how to wear your pants like a man, how to walk like a man. What have we been instructing our children? What have we been investing into our families? It's the question of the day. It's the question you need to have in your household. Sit back by yourself. Ask yourself, what things did I teach my son? What things did I teach my daughter? If none of them come up the Most High, and I'm not talking of religion, I'm talking about his law, statutes, and commandments and how that fits in the world and how they're supposed to walk in that. I think that you need to go back, some remedial courses need to be done in your home. Like I said, when you lie down and when you get up. Ask yourself. And then after you finish asking yourself, if you're really bold enough, go ask your child what you taught them. Oh, go ask your child. Because they say children got a real, they speak honest, right? You sit your child down one day and say, hey, you know What has mommy taught you? You know, if you had to tell somebody walked up to you in class and say, you know what has daddy taught you? Just ask him. Is it only going to be not to talk to strangers? That's the only thing you teach a child. Ask that question. Ask yourself, where are the morals when your child recites to you what you taught them? Ask yourself, where were the statues and the pillars that they can grow on that they recited to you? Then you'll understand how much you've been investing. And you may have been investing a lot. You may be every weekend taking your kids on excursions. Every summer you got 1 or 2 vacations going. I'm saying you putting the work in, right? But is it a hamster wheel work? Is it work that does nothing but give money back to this nation? Is it work that only perpetuates the evils of this world? Ask yourself, what have you invested in your children? Yeah, someone trying to be their friend too much. I'm trying to express to you not how you raise your child. I'm expressing to you how the Most High blesses you. I don't want none of y'all to get offensive like I'm up here bashing parents. I'm trying to tell you how the Most High blesses you. And I'm reading to you the scriptures in which he's saying it. And I'm telling you that investing in your children is the way you get money out here when you don't know how you're going to get money, when you ain't got a college degree, when you ain't got a master's, when you ain't got some type of ball skill that you dunking on people. How else are you going to make it in a world that's full of oppression, where you can't work enough hours to make the ends meet? I'm telling you right now, I'm not bashing you about your parenting skills. I'm telling you to look at yourself and be honest and ask yourself, have you instilled in your children, have you instilled in yourself the thing that the Most High says he's going to bless? Or are you only reinstilling the things of this world? Let's go to Psalms 103. Psalms 103, verse 17. And many of you, it's not your child. It's your cousin that's talking to you all the time. It's your aunt that's on the phone with you all the time. It's your sister that needs the understanding. It's the children. All of us are children of the Most High. When you're investing in your family, that doesn't just mean your immediate family. It doesn't just mean your wife. It doesn't just mean your son or your daughter. It extends, but if you got that, that's what you start with. If you don't have 2 kids, 1 kid, you don't have a wife, then your family is your sister, your brother, your cousins, your mama, your daddy. What are you investing in them? Ask your friends, man, hey, bro, we've been friends a long time. What have you learned from me? Have I ever taught you anything? I know that's real scary to ask your friend that, right? Because everybody got friends predicated on what fun time, right? This is my boy I go out and I go drinking with. This is my boy I go and play ball with. This, we don't talk about those spiritual things. We don't talk about, I ain't trying to teach them. They grown men. Really? They grown men? Really? They grown women, you can't tell them nothing? Really? You grown, you learning. Why they can't? Psalms 103, verse 17. Says, but the Most High's steadfast love is for all eternity towards those who fear him, and his benevolence, his benefits is for the children, is for the children's children, and his benefactories are for the children's children of those who keep his covenant and remember to observe his precepts. So now the Most High, everybody on Instagram, thank y'all for tuning in. We only got an hour with you guys, so you can switch over to our YouTube channel, Hebrew State of Being, the same as the Instagram channel. Hope to see you over there. Shabbat Shalom. So in this Psalms 103, the Most High again is doubling down. He's telling you that instilling the laws and keeping the covenant, instilling that into your children, into your friends, into your family, to giving that understanding. Because my wife gave that understanding at the barbershop, right? as a young lady, I was given putting the dreads in our youngin, was, going into Paul, talking about Paul and Christianity. My wife had to say, well, we go back to the root. And then that person, when they understood, when my wife said we go back to the root, to the Shabbat, then that person was like, well, yeah, Paul had his problems, and yeah, Paul, you got to explain. I ain't got to explain a god doggone thing about the 5 books of the Moses. I ain't got to explain nothing about Moses or the Torah. It is what it is. It's law. The Most High says, of those who keep his covenant and remember to observe his precepts. That's Psalms 103, verse 17. Psalms 103, verse 17 and 18. I'm going to read 19 as well. The Most High has established his throne in heaven, and his sovereign rule is over all. So single rulership. There is no right hand. There is no left hand. There is one sovereign rulership overall. Let's go to Proverbs 11, verse 29. Proverbs 11, verse 29. Well, we're going to start at 28 because Proverbs in the Tanakh, verse 29 is actually verse 1 of chapter 13. So we're going to read 28 of Proverbs 12, and we're going to roll into verse 1 of Proverbs. By way of its, we outlined today that this society is about death. Most High said there is no path for death when you're following his life. Chapter 13, verse 1. A wise son is through a wise son. It is through the discipline of his father. So a son does not become wise unless his father disciplines him. Period. The scripture's telling you. You should see that in society. That's why they say we're so savage, because we have no fathers in the house. Remember they did the governmental things where our women could only get housing if there was no man in the house. Remember they had social workers in the 60s and the 70s that used to come into our women's homes and check to see if there was any men's clothing in there. If there's anything that symbolized the man was in the home, or she was cut off and the children were cut off. See, they understand by taking the father out of the house that the boys would run crazy, that the girls would run crazy. And after a couple of generations of that, they would be the elders. There would be no wisdom. There would be no law, no scripture. There would be no understanding of the covenant. If you don't believe that your government and the religion of your government has done this, they have done it in the name of their Jesus. They have taken care of you poor niggas because they love Jesus. Not the Most High, not Shaddai, but Jesus. And you poor niggas, what they got all of these, halfway houses and nunneries and all these social programs and do Democrats. You see, the Democrats, it's your Christians, you dig? They want to take care of you poor niggas. But you got to stay under them, though. You got to have the low salary. You got to not have your own rights. You can't have your own community. You can't build. You can't teach your children the values that you have. No, it's got to be their values. It's got to be their history. It's got to be them at the top. You see, without a man in the house, the children have no discipline. The children don't understand leadership. If the man is in the house and the woman doesn't respect the man, then the child still doesn't see the pecking order or respect it. They still are against authority. Then they are made to respect the authority of the law enforcement instead of the authority of the Most High. Do you understand how this happens when we do not invest in our families, when we do not give them the law and make them understand the covenant? Do you clearly see how easy it is for our children, after generation after generation, to make the fucking law enforcement their daddy? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you understand that it took less than 40 years for our children to not look upon their blood fleshly father as a man of respect, but to look at the law enforcement as their daddy, precipitated and associated by their own mother? You don't think we need to invest or reinvest in our community, in our household, in our family, to give them the law, to let them know that there is something greater than the law enforcement of this land? You start telling your children stories about the boogeyman as a child. He's going to get you if you don't do right. No. The Most High is displeased with you, my child, if you do wrong. And the Most High will give you consequences for your actions. But instead, we teach them about the boogeyman, which becomes the cops. Micah 6:8 says, he has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Most High require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly by your God, by your Creator. Let's go to Proverbs 15, verse 27. Say, he who pursues ill-gotten gains make trouble for his household. He who spawns gifts live long. So your entire household is affected by your conniving, by your maneuvering, your hitting licks, stabbing people in the back, doing jobs that you know are detrimental. Proverbs 15, your entire household is affected. So same should be when you do right. The same effect of tearing down the household is the reverse. You build it up by investing in your family of righteousness and goodness in the covenant of the Most High. And lo and behold, when you get weak, your family is there to lift you up. Lo and behold, because the leaders, nobody ever said that they are perfect. They get weak. Their mind goes astray. If you don't create the support system to keep you going, what have you done? If you can't trust your wife's advice, then what have you done? If you can't trust your child to speak, then what have you done? Let's go to Jeremiah. We're almost out of here. Only 2 more verses, guys. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 31. Jeremiah, my favorite book, one of my favorite books. It's definitely the top 2. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah. And this chapter 30, Jacob's troubles, is my favorite verse, my favorite chapter in all of Scripture. So this is verse 31 of chapter 30 of Jeremiah. And it says, at that time, declares the Most High, I will be your creator and all the clans of Yasharallah, and they shall be my people. When all this is done, the Most High has a remnant. Those that hear these words, those that have an eye to see these words, the ones that follow him and not just for lip service, the Most High claims you, claims your family. Barak is your family for generation to generation. Because believe it or not, your actions can cover your family. Not like the Catholic Church when they said you could pay the Catholic priest to let your loved ones get into heaven, even if they was in jail at the time. No prayer, just some dollars. The Most High says he doesn't operate in that manner. It is a covenant. And for you to have that, it's a two-way street, if then statement. If you instill the law, my law, into your children, into your generations, then I will cover you. I will keep you, and I will hold your family and your generation, and I will baraka you, lift you, bless you. Let's go to Ezekiel 36, verse 24 and 27, and that's our last one for the day. Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 24 through 27. It says, I will take you from among the nations and gather you from all the countries, and I will bring you back to your own land. I will I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. I will clean you from all your uncleanliness and from all your fetishes, and I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit into you. Now, here, when it's saying fetishes, in your book, it's going to say idols, because it wasn't just about idols. Idols is just one of the many things that people have made their God. Some have made sex their God. Some have made money their God. Some have made materialistic things their God. Some have made being popular their God. Some have made just being first their God. The Most High says clearly, I will sprinkle you and cleanse you with water from your fetishes, and I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit into you. I will remove the heart of stone from your body and give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit into you. Thus, I will cause you to follow my laws and faithfully to observe my rules. Did the Most High say he was going to send a prophet? Did the Most High say he was going to send somebody from the graveyard? Did the Most High say he was going to send someone to talk to you, to spit some words at you? That didn't say that there. He said that he was going to do it. He was going to replace your heart so that you could hear him. Let's read. He says, verse 26, and I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit into you, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit into you. Thus, I will cause you to follow me. Thus, saying, this is how I'm going to make you follow me. When we talk about who has an ear to hear and an eye to see, it's because we are now knowing that the Most High has said, I have tapped this person, and they see, they are following. The Most High is in them. That's why it's called anointed. That's why you're called a Christ. That's because you are now speaking his word. You are anointed by his word. You know, I don't usually do the New Testament at all on this channel, except for James. I don't know. I have a liking for James. Well, my sisters put a scripture up. That is a precept to this. So I will read it. It is 1 Peter 3:15. It says, but sanctify the Most High in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. We have a covenant. That's what gives us hope. We have his word that makes us fear, because it's prophecies of what he's going to do to the wicked. We are meek because he says, in your humility, I give you all. He says, as we're reading in 36 of Ezekiel, in verse 28, then you shall dwell in the land which I gave to you. And in 27, he says, thus I will cause you to follow my laws and faithfully observe my rules. That's the humility, to follow his rules and not to ask no questions, but to understand that it's law. I give all praises unto the Most High. Invest in your family, in your friends, in your immediate loved ones about the covenant, about his law, about his just, about his ways, the family and you will prosper. Stop working to the bones. Stop believing that somehow, somewhere, some man is going to see you and all your efforts and tap you on the shoulder and say, I'm going to make you rich. I'm going to make all your dreams come true. Instead, be the grown up in the room and understand that following his laws, instilling and taking the test and the overcoming the challenges gives you the victory. And as you have victory after victory, you see your prosperity increase. You see your posterity see your increase by the Most High. And then your posterity, meaning your children, they understand that this is a system that works. Because I can see it in my family, in my parents, my cousins, and my aunt, and my grandmother. I can see this. That's why the Most High wants you to be in lockstep with him so that he can baraka you, so that the next person sees the way to do it, sees the order. My brother Yawan, give him all shouts out as he was giving this same order to his brothers, going through some trials and tribulations and allowing them to see how the Most High works, how the Most High levels up, how the Most High will, if you overcome the challenges, you have such rewards afterwards, but you have to walk with him, knowing that the adversary is against you because you're rocking with the Most High, because you are an anomaly to a world full of death, hate, anger, adultery, and so much that when you stand up clean because you've been sprinkled with that water, that they got a problem with it, but they still can't win. That you following the Most High, he moves everything for your win. All praises to the Most High. Me shalom. We'll see you guys on Monday night for cultural appropriations. All praises. Yes, sir.